applied for NATO membership after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We applied in May 2022. That followed, of course, the blackmail or the proposals from Moscow trying to re-establish a new security order, or so-called security order in Europe, making it impossible for countries to choose their alignments in alliances or the memberships, and also trying to push the US and NATO back, and leaving the eastern flank more vulnerable to Russian intrusions. And that led to a debate and analysis back in Stockholm, and the result was that we very clearly saw that the one way to safeguard our security would be, the only way would be to become a member of NATO. So that led, of course, to a broad discussion in Parliament and in society, and together we formed a broad consensus that this would be the best way forward, and then the application was put in. I think to work in an organization, it takes time to learn how that organization works if you have not been part of that for many years. And this is an organization that this year celebrates the 75th anniversary. But I would say that we have worked with NATO since 1994, when we became members of Partnership for Peace. So we have had our troops under NATO command, we have had our mission in Brussels for years, so we have very skilled diplomats knowing how the organization works. But it's going to be a challenge, of course, to participate in all the various formats that NATO comprises of. And our aim is to do that to the very best of our abilities. I think we are becoming safer as a country, as a NATO member, but NATO is also becoming both safer and stronger with us in the alliance. We bring a lot of capabilities on the military side, but also as an innovation country. We have a strong defense industry, and we have superb knowledge about our region and also about our eastern neighbor. And we see many opportunities to cooperate around the Baltic Sea with the countries that are closest to us, and also, of course, to contribute to defense and deterrence of the northern region, Northern Europe, but of course also to the 360 degrees policy of defense that NATO keeps. I think we have already a very well-developed pattern of cooperation, both in a bilateral sense with countries around the Baltic Sea. Finland is, of course, a case in point where we have cooperated extremely closely and strengthened that over the years. We've had a close military cooperation with Estonia since the 1990s, and that cooperation will continue. We will contribute with a mechanized brigade to Latvia as part of strengthening the eastern flank. There are also other frameworks in this part of the world, the Nordic-Baltic 8, for example, the formal foreign policy coordination. We have the Nordic cooperation. We have the JEF, of course. So all these patterns are already in existence, where we have been cooperating very closely with NATO countries and now allies, and that will continue, and it will only be deepened over time. We will be a very engaged NATO ally. We will be a loyal NATO ally. We will contribute with all the skills and the resources that we have. to make the alliance stronger and to make sure that we together can counter the threats that are racing against the alliance, not least from Russia, and of course to support Ukraine so that Ukraine can win the war. That would be the key issue to safeguard the security in this part of Europe.